kept busy all through the 80s and 90s on TV. He was on Heroes, working with Zachary Quinto, you might have heard of him. Recently, he's been working with Tom Hanks on a new movie coming out this summer called Larry Crown. He's on Super Ninjas, which is on Nickelodeon. He's got a new play coming out. And with all that, he does all this activism. He started in the 70s, ran for city council. He actually came to my house in the 70s to ask us to vote for him. I was 2. I tried to vote for him. But he was also, he's a delegate to the DNC. And most recently, he's taken his activism to the internet. He's an internet superstar. He's got a new viral video with 1 million views in a week. So he's hitting it again. And they can stop him, and here he is, Mr. George Takei.
Thank you very much, Tony, and thank you all so bright and early on a Sunday morning. Why aren't you all in church? Or in church right now? It's so good to see you, and so good to be here in Phoenix, Arizona, where it's balmy and warm, not only outside, but inside as well. You guys are very warm and welcoming, and some of you are hot as well. I want to, first of all, thank you all, particularly the gray hairs and the shiny pates that I see out there, because you are the ones that made it possible for us to get to this point in the year 2011, the 21st century, where we're celebrating, where this September, we'll be celebrating the 45th anniversary of Star Trek. And it's the gray hairs and the shiny pates that have been with us for that long. So thank you all very much. But the wonderful thing about this whole Star Trek phenomenon is that we do have not only the next generation, but the generation after that now. We have the third and fourth generation that show up at conventions and that are avid supporters. So it's not just the gray hairs and the shiny pates. You guys are all giving us a future as well. And the future, I think, despite all the challenges that we've had, looks very good. And I see it with the people here at the convention. Yesterday, the people that I saw really reflect one of the key ideals of Star Trek: infinite diversity and infinite combinations. I saw so many wonderful people that have so many wonderful stories to tell about themselves. I saw a young couple with 2 Asian little girls and an Asian little boy that they were carrying, which represents part of what Gene Roddenberry wanted to see. And I see certainly all of the diversity of America here at this convention. And those people that want me to say, oh my, represents that other diversity that I found on radio, of all things. But this is the 21st century radio. It's not terrestrial, it's satellite. So that's connected me with a whole different new audience. And thank you all, and good to see some of you here. They want me to sign to Joe, oh my. Which is so much more simple. I used to write galactic greetings or live long and prosper, but I love oh my because it's so easy to write. And so I want to thank you all for the many, many gifts that you've given me. And We have a great future, and we're going to work together, as Gene Roddenberry envisioned. You know, because he said the Starship Enterprise was a metaphor for Starship Earth, and the strength of this starship lay in its diversity, coming together and working in concert as a team for a common goal. And that's what I sense happening here. And yes, there's a lot of diversity, and there are a lot of different ideas, and I'm all for free speech. I think, you know, we should all exchange ideas and keep our minds open. But what I'm strongly against is people who want to pass laws to muzzle other people. That is against what the core American values. I hear it all here. This is the kind of audience that really understands what Star Trek was all about. So, with that preface, let's begin our conversation. I'll hand it back to our maestro.
Thank you, George. Well, let's start. I've got a couple questions, and then after that, we're going to take some questions from the audience. So if you want to line up at the mic over there, and if you want to send me a question over Twitter, send it to @TrekMovie from your seats, and I'll try to get it in the queue this morning. But let's start with what you were just talking about, George, about your activism. I mentioned that you're all over TV this week. You're on MSNBC, you're on the CBS What's Trending, which I guess means you're trending at this point, where you got planked. Does anyone here know what planking is? Anyone?
I didn't know until that.
So George was planked. It was pretty graphic, I thought. No, planking is, let's first say, you were talking about, George, can you, no, planking is when you sit really straight on something and someone takes your picture. And
and I really don't understand what it's all about. It's lying straight with your face down for just a few seconds. I mean, you know, what's the point? I really don't get some of these crazy trends that happen. And one person, I'm told, even died because he laid down straight on a slanted roof, and he started rolling and fell off. I mean, it's crazy, it's nonsense. It's not worth dying over. And what Chris Hardwick did was lie flat on the back of the sofa with his face down, or actually his face on my shoulder, and that got applauses. I mean, anyone can do that.
anyone, George?
You especially. Here's the back of the chair. Yeah, I'll give you my shoulder. All right. No, I guess everyone can't do it. Right, Tony?
No. So you put out this viral video about a week ago where you discussed something you were just talking about. I want to hear more about it. There's a law in Tennessee, and so where people they're discussing whether or not it's okay to discuss being gay in schools. And you thought you'd make some fun of that, and you created this video, and you got 1 million views, and you were on TV, on the news channels, and you're kind of creating buzz. Do you think that we've turned a corner, and how do you think the internet has changed? So tell people about the video, and do you think that the internet is really making a difference in changing perceptions on these kinds of things?
Well, I do believe that change is happening, and we are making progress, but there are always the cavemen who never learn from our history. Because in 1925 in Tennessee, we had another big national debate. It was on evolution. It was called the Scopes Monkey Trial. And we had two great attorneys, both of whom ran for presidents, Clarence Darrow and William Jennings Bryan, who debated because in Tennessee they were trying to silence the teaching of evolution. Well, deja vu all over again in the 21st century. It is not law yet. You said law. It's not law. It's just the Tennessee State Senate that passed a bill outlawing the use of the word gay and any discussion of homosexuality by teachers from middle school down. Now, certainly there is, age-appropriate conversation, but to try to pass a law criminalizing speech is outrageous, because we have the Constitution of the United States. I mean, all Americans mostly should know about the First Amendment, the freedom of speech. While these legislators, when they took their oath of office, are supposed to have taken their own oath of office on the Constitution of the United States. They apparently have not read it, because the Senate bill says that teachers are forbidden, if they use the word gay or have anything to do with homosexuality in their discussion, they are penalized, I think, thousands of dollars. I mean, they're making it a criminal offense. This was passed by the Senate, but it was not passed by the state house, so it's not law yet. And we want to squelch it while it's in the bud. But I thought it was ridiculous, and the best way to fight this kind of ignorance is to make a mockery out of them. So I said in this YouTube PSA, my name Takei rhymes with gay. So in Tennessee, if teachers want to use my name as a substitute for gay, they're more than welcome to do that. They can proudly support Takei marriage. They can proudly march in a Takei pride parade. And this coming holiday season, they can sing, "Don't we know why Takei a parrot?" So that's the history behind that YouTube. And Rachel Maddow really loved it, and she talked about it on her TV show, and that got us another billion retweets.
And you're selling the shirts and buttons?
Yes, and all the profits go to charity to support LGBT organizations and causes.
Where can people go to get
It's okay to be Takei, no capitals, no spaces. It's okay to be Takei.com. Or you can go to my website, there's another click you can do to get directly to the source.
Now, so we were just talking about what you were doing this week. Let's go way back.
Yes, sir?
You made a movie called Hell to Eternity with Jeffrey Hunter in the 60s, early 60s.
Actually, it was in the late 50s.
Late 50s.
And I was there at that same studio. That was an Allied Artist production. I was just there a couple of nights ago to do a TV fundraiser for, as you all know, on March 11th there was a horrific magnitude 9 earthquake off the coast of northeastern Japan. And then that was followed by an incredible tsunami. I mean, you saw the ocean rise, and it became a wall of water that came rolling in. And then it started to engulf boats out there, and then it came to land, and it engulfed the trucks and buildings, the factories, and people, and rolled in. It was almost science fiction. And then the tsunami did incredible damage to the nuclear power plant, and there was that terror of that silent terror of nuclear radiation. I mean, it was a calamity on top of a catastrophe upon a disaster. And so I did a PSA urging people to send aid to the people of Japan. It was still winter there in northeastern Japan.